3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go.
Hello and welcome to the next Launchpad video for Thunderbird 2. This is a shot of how we left the Launchpad last time, and this time we're not going to really follow the instructions that come with the Launchpad. We are going to do some of that, but mainly we're going to be looking at adding a little bit of extra to the Launchpad just to make it more authentic, to customize it a little bit. So to do that, to start off with then, is I've drawn these very faint pencil lines down the sides of the Launchpad, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand down the parts from the edge to the line to create a nice coarse surface. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to paint it, and that is the next step to my customization, is adding this sandy brown paint, so that when we come to customize it further later on in the video, even if there are gaps, you can't see them because you've got this sandy darker paint underneath. So when that is all dry, I moved outside obviously because it was a gloriously hot summer's day here in the UK, and for this next stage we're going to be adding sand. Now on the banks of the Thunderbird 2 Launchpad there is sand and rocks and foliage, as you can see from this picture here, and this is what I'm trying to emulate with this customization. So I went to the craft shop and I bought some sand, and my stepdaughter's applying lots of glue here for the sand, and then I didn't get a shot of this, but you just pour the sand on as liberal as you like, as much as you can afford to waste, and then when that's all done and when it's all set underneath, you then need to spray it over the top with some scenic spray glue. The reason for this is because the sand particles are still very loose on the top and you need them to be set unless you want to create a mess around the house. So you just spray it down, make sure you wipe up all the excess so that you don't get glue residue from that line onto the main launch pad. And when that is all done and when that is all dry, it is time to add the foliage. Now I picked two colours of foliage. I couldn't find the yellow dried out bushes looking one anywhere, and I'm still on the look for that, so I might customize it a bit further when I do find that. But I used two different shades of green, one olive green and a darker or lighter version, I can't remember. But what you need to do is just apply loads of glue and then get your foliage and place it exactly how you want it. You can be really strict to what it looks like in the show, or you have some liberty to just muck around with it. I wouldn't recommend putting down too much foliage because then the sand element is just lost. And also one thing that I am looking out for as well is kind of heavier rock-like substances, because as you can see in this picture, it's not just sand, there are like rocks as well on the side banks of the Thunderbird 2 Launchpad, but I haven't yet found them. So I will be doing some more after this video has finished, I'm sure, if I find these elements, which I might not. Anyway, when I was doing all this, I realized that I was doing this with the blocks for the palm trees all attached. And this is a problem because glue residue and, you know, the spray glue and foliage and stuff got caught in the mechanism of the Launchpad folding down mechanism, and it didn't really work. So what I had to do is I had to take off the blocks, as you can see here, and I just needed to scrape everything off and then put them in hot water and scrub all the glue residue. And what I am then going to do is I'm going to add the foliage directly onto those cubes and then put them in onto the main model when they're all done. And that means that there's no, I can get rid of stuff from the sides. It means that they'll have foliage on the blocks and they'll still flop down, but it won't stick. And of course I don't want it to stick because that iconic palm tree flopping down is what I want from my Launchpad. Now the mechanism for making the palm trees flop down is what we're going to be looking at and building now, and we're going to be doing that by looking at these parts here. So they're all labelled up. This is A2, you can see that just there, and this is A1. And of course, once again, I'm following the Japanese instructions, which are very tatty now because I have had the Launchpad for half a year, 8 months, something like that. So yeah, so just bear with me if I struggle with this part, because I want to make sure I get it right. Otherwise those palm trees aren't going to come down, even though I have unstuck everything. So yeah, you put A2 over A1 like that. So we have these holes sticking through these pegs there like that. We then, whoops, just knock it and destroy it. Let's put that back in. There we go. We then need to get these two parts, which may look the same, but they are not. As you can see, if I hold them like this, the hooks are going different ways, and that is important. So A3 goes on this side, this peg here, and you want it so that this part is sticking out there like that. That's right. And we got the hook there, and that moves there like that. And then A4 goes on this side, and we want it so the hook is up facing that way, and this part is facing that way there like that. Now what we need to do is we need to screw this all down together, and you do this by using some 2.6 times 6 millimeter screws, 2x6 by 6 millimeter screws. So I'm just going to, if I can find a screwdriver that actually, which one do I usually use? I thought it was that one. I found a screwdriver. Right, okay, so let's first, does that one go there? Yes, I think it does. I just want to make sure that I am screwing them down, because some of these you need the let's magnetize this. Oh, I'm all over the place. Some of the screws hold the springs down, and I want to make sure, and I'm just looking at the instructions to make sure I don't screw something down that needs the spring attached. So this one doesn't, so this one can loosely go in here like that, and then I think this one doesn't either. So as long as I get one on either side, it's more secure, and then I can start adding the springs. So let's just very loosely put this one in there like that. So it is all very loosely attached. Oh, no, it's not. Right. Does that need to be a bit thicker headed, or do we need to screw that in more? Probably just need to screw that in more. Yes, I do. Okay, so as you can see, we've got these 3 springs here. The first spring goes, let me zoom in just a little bit, oops, goes around this hook here. Let's go the other way, around this hook here, and then it will fold out and go over this connecting part there like that. So I do need to get a screw ready, I think, because that is going to ping off, and if that pings off and I lose it, I am getting palm trees going down, which would be a real shame, or be upsetting. Be very upsetting. Oh, okay, let's get this down. Okay, there's one going down. Good. Fantastic. That's the first spring on there. Doingy doingy. The next 2, oops, this has come apart. So much for doing this so it's loose, eh? So yeah, the next 2, one goes on this hook here. So just pop that around there and attaches around this hole. Should do anyway. Oh, please don't ping off, please don't ping off. And if it does, remember, I do this. I make these videos so you don't make the same mistakes. In fact, oh, hold on, if I screw this down first. I wonder, if I screw this down first, this makes more sense to me. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Wow, I need to set this one down a bit more. Okay, there we go. Okay, and the final spring, which I'm going to screw down first, goes here. And then it will go around this hook here on this piece, which should do. It's not wanting to, but it will. will go on. Oh, nearly had it then. Ugh. This is fun. Come on. Come on. Yes, yes. Ta-da. Oh, did you actually see that? That's a pain. But yeah, springs all in place. Now, we do need to just attach another screw up here. Like this. So just loosely put that one in. And we just need to check that everything works now. So this one springs fine. I guess this will be the push button. So when this pushes, it all moves like that. I hope anyway. Looks okay to me. So let me just go and tighten down all these screws. There we go. There we have all the springs locked and loaded. Oh wow. This is not wanting to go in there. That's bad. Why is that? Is that just because it's not tightened, or am I using the wrong kind of screws? Oh, I am. Oh, I am. Damn it. 2.68mm screws need to go. Okay, they need to go here, here, and here. That makes sense. Let me just do that for you. Be right back. And here I have done all that changing of the screws. As you can see there, look, it now is secure. Same here. It is now secure, and the springs still move. And move very nicely. It does. But there is only one way really to tell whether this works, and that is attach it to the main launch pad, which I'm just doing now. You use 2.6 by 6mm screws to attach it to the launch pad. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the blocks back into the launch pad, install all them again, and make sure they are all working. And then we are good to go. We are good to go for the final part of this launch pad, which I'm going to do on the final Thunderbirds video. So join me for issue 80 of the Thunderbird 2 build to see the launch pad completed as well, and then I'll show off the whole thing completed in all its glory. So I hope you'll join me for that. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Until next week, where we're going to go back to the main issue run of Thunderbird 2, take care, FAB, bye bye. I just want to thank my patrons. Without you guys, this video would not have been possible and this channel would be dead, so thank you very much.